Alright guys, welcome to AFC Game by Game. So I'm making this video today mainly because I'm really frustrated about how we haven't actually bought a striker yet, and I'm seeing in the news this morning that we've missed out on Higuain and he's gone to Napoli. As well as this, we've also missed out on Jovetic, who's already a Man City player, and Rooney, who was a player that it looked like we were going to get at some point, has all gone quiet and it looks like he's going to Chelsea. And I'm really frustrated at the moment, and mainly because it's the Higuain thing. Jovetic I'm not too bothered about, mainly because I just don't think he was a world-class player. I think Man City had maybe paid a bit too much for him than they should have done. I think if we'd have bought him, we would have shown our intentions for what we're going to do next season. But I mean, I think Jovetic is a very good player. He's got a lot of potential, but I'm not sure that he's what we need at the moment. Plus, he's a centre forward. He plays behind the striker, and we need a striker, not a centre forward. But I still think that he's a player that we've been chasing for a long time. Man City have pretty much come out of nowhere and they've got him like that, and it's ridiculous. Why can't we get our business done like that? For months, not weeks, months, we were linked with Jovetic, and Man City have just come out of nowhere, said we want him, identified the player, and they got him. Why can't we do that? It's so frustrating, and we've got about 100 million now. It was 70 million, now it's 100 million. We've got all this money. Why can't we just meet an asking price? We always bid just below the asking price of a player, and then we won't go any higher, and it's ridiculous when we've got so much money to spend on players. Why can't we just bid that extra 2 or 3 million more? It astounds me why Wenger doesn't pay the money. I don't know why he just didn't do it with Jovetic. I think he'd have done something to our squad. I am annoyed that we've missed out on Jovetic, but he's not the player we needed at the time, and we do need someone better, which brings me on to my next point. Higuain's gone to Napoli. This has frustrated me so much, considering we were linked with him, same as Jovetic, for months. And Napoli have pretty much come out of nowhere, and they've got him. Okay, admittedly, they have paid about 10 million more than Higuain is actually worth. But it's the same thing. They've come out of nowhere. Real Madrid have said, we want this much for him. They've gone, yeah, fine, and they've paid it. I wouldn't want us paying the amount Napoli have paid for Higuain, mainly because he's not really worth that. He's not a great player in the Champions League, but I think he'd have been an excellent player in the league. If you look at his goal record, he's scored pretty much a goal every other game, maybe even more than that. And it frustrates me that we were after him for so long. We put in bids of 25, 30 million, and Napoli have got him for 35 million. Admittedly, they need a striker more than us because they pretty much haven't got anyone up front after their loss of Cavani. But it's just so frustrating. Now, we're only going after Suarez. This is something that is really... I don't know what to think of it really, because we've made a bid of 40 million plus £1, and that's just insulting to Liverpool, I think. He's allowed to talk to other teams if a team is to bid in excess of 40 million, and the director of Liverpool Football Club has said that, made a tweet asking what we're smoking at the Emirates Stadium. Okay, that's not very professional, but I can totally understand his point. That is an utterly ridiculous bid, and it's insulting to Liverpool, but either way we're allowed to negotiate with the player, and the thing is we have got in there first. But the thing is, now Real Madrid have got 35 million for Higuain, they'll go after Suarez now, and I'm pretty sure Liverpool would much rather sell to Real Madrid than Arsenal, because if they sell to Arsenal, then it's pretty much just another Robin van Persie thing, where they're pretty much just helping us to win the league. Okay, admittedly they could go out and buy someone great, a great replacement with that 40 million, but we know what Liverpool are like with money. 35 million on Andy Carroll, they could spend that money really stupidly. But I can understand why Brendan Rodgers doesn't want to sell to us, and I just think we've really got to push it, because it's Suarez or bust now, and we can't, there's no one else really. There's Rooney, but I think his best days are behind him. He's getting on a bit now. It looks like he's going to Chelsea. I don't want us paying 25 million for Rooney either. I don't think he's worth that. But I've got to say, Suarez, at 26 years old, he's a top player. For footballing reasons, I'd definitely have him at Arsenal. He's not the kind of player that I'd get on the back of my shirt. I just think his attitude and his personality is disgusting. The biting incidents, the racial abuse, the diving, that's something that's all got to be drilled out of him. I don't want a player like that playing for my club. What he does, his attitude is appalling. And if he was to come to Arsenal, I wouldn't want him playing for Arsenal if he was going to do those kind of things. And the most annoying thing about the Suarez deal is he's going to miss 6 games at the start of the season, and some of those games are really big For me, the North London derby is a massive game for us, as it is for any Arsenal fan. And for him to miss that, well, potentially one of our best strikers, if we are to get him, is going to miss the North London derby. Don't get me wrong, I think we can take some positives from it, because Giroud will also have time to bed into the new season. If he has a really good start to the season, then fantastic, you won't want to drop him. If he's scoring goals like he is in pre-season, then you won't want to drop him. And that will, I think Giroud is a very good player. He's very promising. He's had a very good pre-season, as has the whole Arsenal team. I just think pre-season is nothing to go on at the moment, but I mean, Giroud is someone that can definitely bolster our squad next season, but we do need another striker. If Giroud's injured, who have we got? Park and Shamak, and they look like they're going to go in the transfer window. But I mean, like any Arsenal fan, you've got to be disappointed that we haven't bought anyone yet. We're pretty much 3 weeks into July now, and we've had even longer than that to negotiate with players. So let's say we've had 2 months to actually negotiate with players and get deals done, and we haven't done anything. And when Wenger's saying we haven't put in bids for anyone, how can you not be frustrated? We're a club that's meant to be ambitious. We want to win the league next season. We want to win a cup next season at least. And how are we going to do that if we're not bolstering our squad? We definitely need a centre defensive midfielder. We definitely need a centre back. Talking about defensive positions, Nacho Monreal is going to be injured until October, maybe even November. So we've got to buy a defender now, as we've only got Kieran Gibbs, and he's a player that is quite injury prone. So we've got to go and buy a defender now. That's a must. Still got to get a centre defensive midfielder, and we still need a striker. We're being linked to this player called Bernard, the Brazilian young player. I honestly can't say I've heard much about this guy. He is a rising prospect, not someone that in my opinion is going to help the team, because he's a winger. We've already got good wingers in Walcott. Chamberlain is a winger pretty much. Podolski always plays as a winger. We've still got Jovetic, don't forget about Jovetic. Not sure he's still going to be here, being linked to Roma at the moment. And for 21 million, I don't really want us going for Bernard. Wenger has already denied it. We'll just see what develops there. He'd be someone that would be good for the future, maybe not the present. But in my opinion, we've got to get this Suarez deal done. He's allowed to talk to Arsenal now, and he played a pre-season friendly today, and he didn't look happy, he didn't look motivated. He did play well, but he just didn't look pretty motivated on the pitch. And I think we've just got to get it done. He's a player that needs to be playing in the Champions League. Hopefully we can get this bad attitude out of him, we can discipline him a bit more, and those missing 6 games at the start of the season, that's the time when I'd really try to sit down with him and get it out of him, get the best out of Giroud as well, so we've got really good attacking options up front. Best out of Walcott as well, and Podolski. So up front we'll be looking good, we'll be looking strong, we'll be looking sharp up front, especially if we can get Suarez. I don't think Wenger can rely on these pre-season results. Admittedly, we have done very well. We've scored 17 goals and only conceded 2, but pre-season is pretty much nothing to go on. And yeah, pretty much we've got to get Suarez. That's all I can say today. The BBC have confirmed that Suarez wants to talk to Arsenal and that we put in a 40 million bid for him. So you've got to think this has got to be done soon. And I'm looking. It looks really good at the moment. It looks really hopeful. We've just got to see. Liverpool obviously don't want to sell, and they've obviously taken the bid as a bit of an insult. But either way, we're allowed to talk to him. We've got to get in there first before Real Madrid. And if we lose Suarez, I don't know what we're going to do, because there's pretty much no one else. Losing Suarez would be a nightmare. And one other thing I just want to quickly brush over. Why didn't we bid for Mario Gomez? He joined Fiorentina a couple of weeks back. And it astounds me how much he went there for. 15 million. 15 million. A player of Van Persie's age when we sold him. And pretty much as good as Van Persie in my opinion. Why didn't we bid for him? For 15 million. For someone of 28 years old. Okay, he's getting on a bit, but 2 or 3 seasons, he'd have banged in goals for us. He's a bit similar to Giroud, to be fair, but still, he's a great player. And I'd have gone for him. But either way, we've got to get something done. The season starts in 24 days. It's getting pretty horrible now, because I think we've got to get players bedded into the squad, and if that's not done, I'm not, well, I just don't know what else I can say really, because if we're not bidding for players, if we're not buying players, I just can't see us having a great season, because this squad is inconsistent. We've got great players in it, but not all of them are consistent. I think we've just got to go out there, and we've got to buy someone ASAP. I know I'm repeating myself so much, but I'm so frustrated at the moment. I'm really hoping we can get the Suarez deal done. We can then look at other positions, such as the central defensive midfield position and a defensive position. I still wanted to get Julio Cesar if he's still available, but there are links with him going away. Either way, like I've said so many times, got to get someone. And that's pretty much what this video has been about. I think we've just got to get someone. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please hit the like button and subscribe for more Arsenal videos. Alright, see you later.